Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Tim Ray from Pickup 360, and I'm walking home from work. I don't know if you can hear the train behind me. It's pretty loud, and I'm recording this on my phone, but I wanted to give a quick talk while I walk home from work. I work in that building right back there. But, yeah, I wanted to give a quick talk about rejection, because you guys know I made a video about, being an epic person and being, someone that's an A player and an A plus player, not just an A player, but going above and beyond what's expected of you. But today I want to talk a little bit about rejection and what rejection is, what you can do to overcome the feelings that you get when you experience rejection and things like that. So here we go. So what is rejection in game as far as game is concerned? There's rejection in life and there's rejection in game. When you're gaming, rejection comes in a couple different forms. It could be where you approach a girl, hot girl on the street, and she says, "Get away from me." She doesn't even acknowledge you. You say, "Hey, what's up? What's your name?" Go to give the high five, and she completely ignores you. That's one form of rejection. The girl just rejected you, yes. Another form could be you talk to a girl, number close, have a great interaction, get her number, and she doesn't even text you back. And you go to set up a date and she never responds. That's another form of rejection. Rejection comes in many, many different forms. It's up to you, though, how you deal with that rejection. So I get some guys that really just bitch and I go crazy because they've been rejected. They're like, I love this girl, and they feel like they're entitled to one girl. So it's like you go out, you do a bunch of approaches. Let's say you open 20 sets, which means you talk to 20 different girls, and you get 15 numbers, and none of them text you back. You're not entitled for them to text you back. Those girls don't owe you anything. It's actually probably your fault that they didn't text you back. So by the way, I'm not crazy. I'm just making a video. Yeah, but it's actually your fault. This guy was looking at me like, what the hell? I know people here, so I don't want them to get scared of me, Anyways, so it's not a bad thing that she's not texting you back. If anything, it's something that you can learn upon. So there's different ways to handle rejection. When you get rejected, you could either be butthurt about it and see it as I'm a bad person, or even get angry at girls and embittered at women, like these girls, these hoes ain't loyal. Or what you could do is you could be a man about it and say, this rejection is happening because it's going to make me a better person, and because I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to have more success in the future. What should your attitude be when a girl rejects you? How do you deal with that pain? You're going to feel some kind of pain, yes. And I'm talking about especially rejection while you're gaming. How do you handle that? It's very simple, and it's a concept called self-amusement. When you go out, when you game, when you go pick up girls, when you talk to girls, you should be in a constant state of self-amusing. What is self-amusing? It means that you're having fun regardless of the outcome. You're outcome independent. You're not looking to the girl to give you validation. You're happy just talking to a girl and just talking to a person because you love people, and you're having fun doing it. So, for example, the cafe that I work in, a lot of hot girls come into the cafe all the time. It's right next to a university. And sometimes if I'm on break, or even if I'm working, I can talk to them while I'm around cleaning and doing things like that. So I will talk to a girl, not even with the intention of getting her number. I'm just talking to her because I like talking and flirting with girls. It's fun for me. I have a good time. I tell jokes. I say all kinds of crazy shit that doesn't even make sense. And my friends who don't know anything about game and are so outcome dependent, they're like, I have to get the number. That girl, she was into you. You didn't get her number. Why? What happened? Oh my, don't you feel bad about that? They're like, dude, why are you doing that? Why are you talking and joking around and stuff like that, without getting her number? Ask for her number. Because honestly, at a certain point, I really don't care about the number. I'm just I'm just having fun. I'm having fun in life. I'm having fun talking to girls, and I have the skill set of pickup that I've practiced. So I'm not some pickup expert overnight, and I'm not even an expert right now. I wouldn't call myself that, but I've learned pickup, and I've learned how to communicate with girls in a way that makes them into me. But at the same time, I'm not trying to get every girl's number because it's not fun for me to do that. It's not fun to be focused on getting numbers all the time. For me, it's fun to be in an interaction. That girl's actually really hot. I'm gonna go. No, forget it. Okay. I didn't bitch out. I just don't feel like doing it right now. You get what I'm saying? If you're gonna be in different interactions and you're so focused on getting the number or your results, if you're so results oriented, that's gonna be a bad thing, and you're ultimately gonna end up just becoming a bitter person because you're not gonna get what you came for. But if you come into an interaction with with the idea that, hey, I'm just having fun. I'm here to have a good time. I'm doing this because I want to grow as a person, and I just love talking to people. I love talking to chicks. It's fun for me to flirt and mess around. Then you're going to get the results. Because you're not focused on one thing. You're not all up in your head thinking about techniques and things like that and being butthurt when you fuck up. You're just having a good time. You guys get what I'm saying? So another point that I want to make. How do you practice self-amusement? Thank you. How do you practice self-amusement? Well, there's two ways to self-amuse. Because when you game, you can go solo or you can go with a wing. You know what? I'm going to talk about this in 1 second. So, how do you practice being completely outcome independent, free of outcome, and self-amusing? Well, there's two ways to do this. Because when you game, often every time you're either going to be going solo or you're going to go with the wing. So I'm going to cover how to be self-amused when you're with your wingman, how to be self-amused when you're solo, how to be self-amusing in life. Because don't forget, that's very important. When you create that own energy and that own amusement for yourself, it's extremely important. So with the wing. With the wing, it's actually really simple. Girl rejects you. You guys laugh it off because you have the buddy system going. You really don't give a shit. You and your friend are having fun. You're there with him. You guys are just having a blast. And you guys really don't care because you came to game and to have fun and to grow together. So I don't think I really need to coach on that so much or talk about that because it comes pretty naturally. When you're with your friends, the vibe is completely different. And it really is more about having fun and having a good time. It's hard when you're solo. And I've had to learn this. It took me a long time, and even now I still find myself slipping into it. But when you're gaming by yourself, solo game, when you're going out and talking to girls by yourself, it can be very, very depressing, very boring. And you can get what I like to call PUA depression, where you feel like there's no purpose in gaming, and you literally want to give up. The solution, there's two things I would say. First of all, it's all a mental game. Because honestly, when you really think about it, there's no reason why you have to, there's psychological reasons, but when you think about it in actuality, there's no physical reason why you can't have just as much fun while you're by yourself gaming and talking to girls as when there's a guy next to you who's going with you. Create your own fun. When a girl rejects you, haha, this is hilarious, it's so much fun. Like, hey, what's your name? Oh, really? Okay. Alright. You get what I'm saying? You're not with your wing. Bounce off of others. Bounce off the girls that reject you and use these opportunities to further yourself. I would dare say solo game is better than gaming with a wing. Because when you game solo, you build up a lot more skills and a lot more mental fortitude that you don't have when you're with the wing. Unless, of course, your wing is way more experienced than you and he can coach you and help you. But even still, solo game is a lot better because you have to learn on your own and you have to create that self-amusement. With the wing, it's easier and it comes naturally. But what happens if you're in a place with someone who doesn't know game? Or if you're with your family? Like, in my case, actually, because I still live with my parents. I'm not fucking rich, so I live with my parents. But often what happens is they go on trips, we go on trips if I'm free. I'll go on a trip with them to Arizona, we go often. Or they went to Mexico, Cancun. And my dad's not going to get, he's a married man, and I just have a sister. So what do? I say, hey guys, I'm going to go out, just walk around and see what's happening. I go out to game. Leave at 9 p.m. Come back at 2. They're half asleep, they don't care. I'm 20 years old. You go do that, and I'm by myself. I'm not with a wing. How do I create that fun for myself? I have to figure it out. I have to get out of my head, out of my own head, my own mental state, and I have to create that situation. The other piece of advice I was going to say is that meditation actually really helps. And I can't coach you on how to meditate or what to do. Honestly, you could look this stuff up. Everything's online nowadays. But when you meditate, it allows you to know who you are as a person, kind of, I feel. And it allows you to just focus and get into this zone where you're literally just focused on yourself and what you're doing. And that allows you to have fun and self-amuse yourself and be outcome dependent. Because you really don't care. You're here for a goal. Your goal is to talk to chicks and have fun. Not even forget numbers. But it's all a part of the experience. You get better with practice, with muscle memory. A basketball player who's playing basketball and training, his goal when he's training is not, My goal is to make every bucket. His goal is to get his form down. His goal is to dribble and get a good workout in. His goal is not to make every bucket. Maybe if he does a drill or something, a 10 out of 11 buckets or whatever like that. But when they're practicing, their goal is just to get some reps in, practice, and get better, get fit, get into the game with all muscle memory. That's how you should treat game. So I could talk so much more on this about how to amp your own state and your own self-amusement while you're soloing. But for now, I'll stop on that, and then I'm gonna go because I'm almost home. I'm gonna talk about social circle and in life how you can amp your own self-amusement. Honestly, what I would say is just find humor in things, man. Honestly, or girl, whoever's watching this, find humor in things. Life is funny, and life is way too short to be bored of it. Sorry, there's some killer dog coming back for me. Life is way too short to be bored, and I'm rambling. If you want to shut the video off, go ahead. But I just like talking because I can. But life is way too short to be bored. Find things that are funny in life. When you're talking to people, find ways to create self-amusement. Find ways to get people to like you. And I'm not talking about being a kiss up where you need people's approval for you to do anything. I'm saying be a happy person. Smiling helps. Saying hi to people when you're walking down the street. I never go by someone without saying hi to them, actually. When I'm walking down the street, of course, if it's a busy street, I'm not going hi. But when I'm walking down my block, I always say hi to the person walking next to me. If it's a girl that's cute, or even if it's a guy or someone, I just start a conversation with them. Your dog is awesome. When I'm at work, when I ring up customers, I don't just leave, hey, here's your change. Here, take this, take that. Instead, I say, hey, what's up? What are you doing today? I love your glasses. How was your day? The weather. And I have a little game I play. I try to make sure that I never talk about the weather. That's what everyone talks about, and that's just boring. But yeah, I self-amuse myself at work. If I can do it, you can do it. If you're not, I naturally like to talk to people. So in a way, I didn't have to practice this as much. You may have to practice it and get a skill, make it become a skill. For example, you have to learn certain things. Intent is something that I didn't have, and I had to learn it. So your strength may be my weakness, and my strength is your weakness. So that's about all. I'm at my house. But rejection only hurts if you make it that way. Wow, and the hat that I had here this morning is still here. Wow, I thought this was going to be gone forever. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Check out our blog on WordPress. I'll leave it in the description below. I'll see y'all later.